gorgeous. Thank you ever so much for clicking on me. I'm very excited to present to you today's analysis of Holy Diver by Dio, one of the many bands graced by Ronnie James Dio, who is apparently one of the most influential rock singers of all time. I don't know if this is perhaps common knowledge that just somehow managed to escape me for the first 26 years of my life. But Ronnie James Dio is allegedly responsible for the popularization of this. The first horny hand in the context of metal music. I mean, I'm sure this has been done for other reasons, like if you need to make a little bunny rabbit to try and make bunny rabbit friends. Oh. The atmosphere is very strong. There are the horns. Oh. I do love a good musical slap in the face, and that was no exception. It wasn't that they didn't prepare us for it. They did sort of like drop that bass sound down, which indicates a drop. But it's the way that there was almost like a tiny moment of silence. And then all of the instrumentation changed all of a sudden. It was like they'd commissioned some Foley artists to do like 30 seconds of their thing. And they just sort of popped it in front of the actual song in C minor. I loved it. This is how magic is made. Of course, the term smooth transition has lots of positive connotations. In all forms of art, we do love a blend. But rules are made to be broken. And I, for one, found that plunge into the song very refreshing. So I'm just making myself cringe as I speak. It happens a lot, actually. I love that hiss. It's probably just a byproduct of the recording process that they elected for in that time. Just that dirty analog. We can hear almost every single note that exists between C and G in that intro. Dissonant, dissonant, dissonant. There are so many notes there and they are so close together. We have a very microtonal return of the chord smoothie. Just a week after our last one. Oh, I love the atmosphere in this so much. A lot of spirally pitches in all directions with all different kinds of intensities as well. We get some soft ones that we can barely hear, then we've got some more prominent ones, and then the wind seems to get replaced by this really dirty. I feel like I am right there in that creepy woodland that is very overexposed.
Holy diver, you've been too long in the midnight sea. Oh, what's becoming of me?
Oh, he means it.
Like the tiger, you can see his stripes, but you know he's clean.
That's the tiger.
See what I mean?
I can see his stripes. For shizzle. He's like, tiger slayed, on to the next one. No time for lamentation. These electric guitars are heavily distorted and crunchy, and so his voice is so refreshingly dry. You would totally expect a song of this genre to have vocals that have loads of reverb on them, super spacey and echoey, but no, he's like... When he stops, the sound stops, and they're just so in your face, and they just cut through the instrumentation in a really surprisingly delightful way.
Holy diver.
His distortion is so light Oh, I love it. Holy diver! Just that beautiful little sonic clash between the oscillation of his true vocal folds with the ah, and then his false vocal folds with the It's nearly as beautiful and sassy as his face.
See what I mean. Gotta get away. Holy diver.
I'm so excited to see how this comes together because at the moment it's all looking quite random. Let's get it in H.
Like the eyes of a cat in the black and blue. Something is coming for you. Look out! Race for the morning. You can hide in the sun till you see the light. Oh, we will pray it's all
Those are little
right.
rats, okay.
Gotta get away. Get away.
It's a really interesting transition between tiger and rat. I wonder if that's symbolic. Do you want to know his secret? If you like his voice and you fancy dabbling in this realm, the first thing that you can do is copy the shapes that he's putting his vocal tract in and his mouth in, because the shapes are largely what gives the voice the acoustic resonance that we know and love. The voice is one thing, it can produce sounds by like cutting up a bunch of air, but the way that you choose to shape everything that comes after is like everything. Not only does it naturally modify the sonic experience because it's projected from a different whole shape, but it can also shift parts of your anatomy. Maybe you'll even find that type of distortion easier if you keep your vowels in a square.
Get away. Get away.
The giveaway is on the E. Oh, don't you see what I... As opposed to see what I mean. Rectangle Ronnie. My favourite thing about tucking your vowels into this more narrow position is that it takes away any temptation that you might have or bad habits you might have of squeezing, because usually an E vowel that we make with the cheeks encourages tension from the neck muscles, and if we're tense extrinsically, chances are your voice is tense intrinsically as well, and that is the party zone, and you must not have any party poopers. Anything that is so tense and squeezed is a very unsafe place to nurture any type of distortion. Or as well, of course, if you want to increase your notes and do some belting, clean or dirty, because as we go higher, if you're tempted to go squeeze like that, your voice is going to lift and it's going to have no room and it's going to sound like and you're going to think that you don't have a big range when you probably do. You just needed to make sure that your voice could just calm the down in a nice square shape. It just doesn't feel like anything. Well, I mean, it feels like singing. I want that to be a nice feeling. I love the way that he's pronounced diver. It's just really cool. Diver. And we can save the vowels for the yeah, which is usually the open sound. Yeah, diver. But here we get diver. Yeah. It's just breaking so many rules in the best way, and I love it. I love that drum fill. That was really, ooh. Yeah.
Get away. Get away. Between the velvet
Wow.
lines, there's a truth that's hard as steel. Yeah. Vision never dies. Life's a never-ending wheel. Say, holy diver, you're the star of the masquerade. No need to look so afraid. Jump, jump, jump on the tiger. You can
Blimey.
feel his heart, but you know he's mean. Some like it.
It's the way he walks as well. He's got that sort of game character gait.
So afraid.
Don't you just love the way that he said afraid? It drops his heart. Does sound a little bit afraid. Bit of word painting. That bird of prey over there doesn't look very stable on that perch. It's a bit distracting. Is that a vulture? It's not a metal song until you have a man wearing a gimp mask actually banging actual metal. That is literally the craft of metal. Nailed it. Oh. banged it. Why is there not more blacksmithery in music videos?
Hard as steel.
Hard as steel, as the steel gets hard. And isn't it so nice that the steel was steel as opposed to like steel, that tight E. It had so much space in the placement. Same with the wheel. He has got a mesmerizing mouth, I'll give him that. He's got lovely big snappers in a big space. It's very prominent. There's a lot of big intervals in this, isn't there? He's all like, hey, and all of a sudden, wee, just sort of to finish a little section, he sort of woohoo, jumps up, and then we come back down again. It really keeps me going. It keeps me on edge. It's kind of like riding a musical horse. Woohoo, going over the jump.
You can feel his heart, but you know he's mean.
Quite high budget, isn't it?
Never be seen.
Extends the jaw and allows more space for your voice to resonate, and it's beautiful and I love it. Becoming of me. You should try it. Just curl your little lip in and hear the difference without even doing anything different in your voice. The musical choices, the composition and arranging is nice. It's very satisfying. It isn't predictable, but it's also not overdone. The guitar solos are, everything's got space to breathe. Or shall I say, a bubble.
Ride the tide. You can see his steps, but you know
I
he's
do love that.
Oh, don't you see what I mean?
Smoke machines and a fan. Yes, rightly so.
Gotta get away. Get away. Gotta get away. Get away.
Blimey, I thought it was going to slay me then. It's not fading already, is it? That was not long enough. Oh my gosh. Wow. I felt like I was just getting into it. Oh, I was so embedded in that groove. I could have had another 3 goes. In fact, I might. Subconsciously, it was quite conscious actually, it was really reminding me of Shrek. There was a little bit of Lord Farquaad. But I think it was the sword and the alluding to the concept of slaying something. I mean, it looks like humans in this case, but it reminded me of when
I'll take care of the dragon.
it was the fire, it was the swords. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if DreamWorks had taken a little bit of inspiration, or a lot of inspiration from this. It was also reminding me of just like games that I haven't ever even played but know exist. It was just really well paced. There was always something to like sparkle your ear up, but not too much. Just nicely sparkling, flickery flames. Do you know what I really respect about this? I read this song came out in the 80s. There have been analogue synths since like the 1950s, but the 80s was a time where synths were like a humongous deal. And because they were a humongous deal and still kind of novel, people may have had a tendency to overuse them. You can have too much of a good thing, and a lot of 80s music embodies that for me. But this was a very artistic, creative use of synths, which shows a lot of restraint. It's a workman with a shed full of tools, but the class to use the right tool for the right job. It's like having the restraint to use a normal nail file on your nails, even though you're in woodwork class and there's the giant sanding machine, which looks like it could do it faster.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I'm fine now. Gosh, what a tangent. His voice is rather frankly fabulous. It's just enough spiciness at the right time. And I'm pretty sure he must do his own harmonies. They must be double tracked because they're so tight. It's a very ambitious choice to do heavy vibrato like the in a harmony, because if you have a backing vocalist that obviously isn't you, their natural vibrato is going to be slightly different. So you therefore can get this really horrible phasing sound if the vibrato happens at different times, like it can be unpleasantly clashy, but there was nothing clashy about this. It was tight as a duck's ass. No, I can't say that. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I truly hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. If this is only the beginning of your YouTube sesh today, I would definitely recommend checking out this video. But if not, then please accept this ginormous hug. Thank you for everything. Love you loads, and I can't wait to see you again next time. Mwah. Bye. Ooh, it sounds a bit like a whale, actually. Have lots of ponners. I love whales. What I really feel. The notes that we heard in the beginning are now. I was going to say when Shrek slays the dragon, but we know he doesn't actually slay the dragon. The dragon falls in love with Donkey. He matches up his donkey with the dragon for them to procreate.
Look at our little mutant baby!
Naturally. So there is lots of consistency. Because it's C, the key.